you got to introduce him correctly.
Oh, we got a
Hall of Famer.
Oh,
fellow Hall of Famer. You got to give him his just. You got to give him his just due. You can't just have somebody of this statue come in here. You know what I mean, and not give him proper introduction.
Is this the best tight end ever in NFL history that we're talking to right now?
Oh, he's definitely one of the best, no doubt.
You know what? This is what I tell people all the time. I wouldn't trade my career for any other tight end.
Okay.
Past or present.
Yeah.
So I feel good with what I was able to accomplish. I mean, you rank them how you want to, but my Super Bowls, my credentials speak for themselves.
You know what? Okay. He should feel the same way, even though he's nothing. He should feel the same way.
You know what? You know this guy.
You should take some notes from this guy. Embrace the shit that's coming to the table.
He's all happy because he has a fellow Hall of Famer on the show now, so he really go get on me for not being in the Hall.
No,
but that's okay. I'm confident. I got my high school Hall of Fame. I got my college Hall of Fame. I'm good.
That's pretty good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really good. Yeah.
Thank you.
But Shannon, I just like the way you came in here. You embrace because you don't get into the rankings of, we already discussed the top 100, all that stuff. You embrace who you are, what you've done, what you've accomplished. Yeah. He can't get past the fact that he's not one of us.
No, I'm past the fact. You can't get past the fact that you wasn't on the top 100. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I have somebody right here sitting right here that could very well articulate why I should have been on there.
I agree with that.
But it's all good though. And making the Hall of Fame for me, that was never even on my radar. We've talked about it a number of times that, like I said, I never thought I would play beyond the collegiate level.
Right.
But I just became competitive, and just started to understand how to play the position. And then I just got better and better. And that's the thing. And then all of a sudden, okay, this happened. So at this point, I know how I felt in high school, not being able to play, watching all the high school stars play. I know how I felt when I sat on the bench in college, watching all the great players play. And then now I'm at the highest level. And now I'm not just watching, I'm playing. Yeah. I'm competing.
People are watching you.
Competing against the best in the world with notable names like Deion Sanders, Shannon Sharpe. I'm playing with Jerry Rice, Steve Young. I mean, all these great players. And then I'm not being recognized for my accomplishments. Like you said, for me, it was disappointing, but it was more disrespectful in the route that they took, to not put me
Because
in.
when you look at TL's body of work, he's one of 3 men that can say I played in 3 different places and I was first team All-Pro.
Yep.
Ted Hendricks, Deion Sanders, and T.O.
That's big.
The other guys are first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Those other guys are on the Centennial team.
Absolutely.
How T.O. Okay, you don't like his personality. He rubbed you the wrong way. But look at his resume on the field. That's what you judge, because they said whatever you did outside of the field, even though he had no body of work, he had no criminal charges, he never run afoul with the law, he never ran afoul with the NFL. Look at what he did on the field. He left the field. In my book, I believe it's Jerry Rice, and then I go T.O., I go Randy. I haven't wavered from that. I go Jerry, T.O., Randy. Those are the 3 best receivers that I believe of all time. How one of the 3 best receivers of all time, the other 2 go in first ballot, that he has to go in 3 times.
Keep preaching.
Yeah.
I look, stop this. He's not a child.
Right.
You don't send him to timeout because you disagree with something that he did. Like, okay, we're not going to let you go in the first time because that's supposedly the first ballot is for the greats of the greats.
Right.
A man that got 150 receiving touchdowns, 15,000 yards, almost 1,000 catches is not one of the greats of the great. How do you tell the NFL story without he being in it?
Yeah, you can't.
But
I've said before, it's coming from a personal space. Again, that's why I don't respect it as much as I did, because it's coming from personal vendettas versus his character,
his accomplishments.
Again, I can go to find all these writers and find out some stuff about their past too, and dig. But again, that's not going to move the needle. So why do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's stay on the topic of Hall of Fame. Do you find it interesting now? So Eli Manning has been a topic that these guys are not even almost retired yet, and then all of a sudden they start talking Hall of Fame. Why is that now? When I don't recall that being the case when I played.
That's a social media thing, though.
Yeah,
but no, it's not just social media. These are networks that are. These are networks that are.
But it just lets you know, T.O., when you left the game, everybody just thought you were a slam dunk. Now he's a 3-pointer shot, and this is not Steph Curry taking the 3.
Right.
This might be Andre Drummond taking the 3.
Right.
So they're basically laying the foundation, the groundwork for when it does come.
Because it's not as cut and dry. See, people think, and that's what I found out, like going through the process, that Super Bowls only matter to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Unless they want you in. Now, if they want you in, well, he got Super Bowls.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Played on a Super Bowl
team. He was a winner.
Right.
But when you look at Eli, and you look at the last time he's winning the one playoff game since the last time he won a Super Bowl. Well, that Super Bowl was in 2011.
How do you think his talent is enough to get him in the Hall?
When I look, the question you have to ask yourself is that in the era that he played, was Eli Manning, was he better than Brady? Was he better than Rodgers? Was he better than his big brother? Was he better than
Was he in that, or was he in the top 5?
No, he was never top 5.
But they're going to make the argument that he beat Tom Brady twice. So, like I said, does that?
Well, he played 16 years.
Right. You're going to get 3 or 5.
He led the league in interceptions 3 times. Okay, so that offsets that, right?
I get that, but that's what their compelling argument is going to be, is that, okay, Tom Brady, like I said, he's.
But hell, Nick Foles beat him in the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco beat him to keep him from going twice, from going to the Super Bowl.
I got it.
Yeah, I just think they throw around that GOAT name too much. I mean, you'll have a dude in his second, third year now, even when Odell, no disrespect, but 2 years in, he's a Hall of Fame. Like, what are you talking about?
You got to be at least a decade. You got to be at least a decade.
Absolutely.
And put up those numbers year after year after year. Now, Julio Jones is probably going to be able to move in this discussion in another 2 or 3 years.
Because of longevity he's been playing.
And the consistency in which he's playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't be on fire your first 3 years, and all of a sudden you go dormant for 3-4 years.
There you go.
And then have another good year. Talking about, he the GOAT.
There you go. And that's a whole.
So what about the 3 or 4 years you weren't eating?
Right.
True. That's got to mean something.
I agree.
So you're right. I mean, but we're so quick to anoint someone. We see somebody have a good season. That's the best. He the best. Really?
Well,
John Elway's going to come to you one day in practice. You need to just make sure you're ready. And and that's what it was. I was just, I tried to pay as close attention as I possibly could. I remember one day in practice, I'm struggling because, back then is that you just couldn't learn one position. So I had to learn the Z, and I also had to learn the slot.
Wow.
So obviously out wide is something different than the slot. And I remember asking a guy, I was going to be playing Z, so I asked him, I said, man, what I got on this play? So he told me to play. I get in there, I run it. Man, Dan Reed loses his mind.
He told you the wrong play.
Told me the wrong play. But here's the thing.
Banana in the tailpipe.
We compete for the same job.
Absolutely.
It's dog eat dog.
Yeah.
He saw, like,
that's dirty.
That guy got potential. So if I can eliminate him, it increases my chances. But then from that point on, I say if I ever get in a position, I would never do that. I always tried to help the guy.
Do you remember who that guy was?
I do. I ain't gonna put him on blast. It happened. But he ended up getting cut.
Of course, because it's going to work itself out.
Karma.
He ended up getting cut, and but once I got my opportunity to play, obviously I started on all the special teams.
But you started out as receiver only then.
I started as a receiver.
As a
and
rookie.
it just so happens every tight end that we had got hurt.
Wow.
So now
what was your weight at that time?
I started the season at 221. About halfway to the season, I was about 211, 208. So I'm
going down to reach a 9 at 210. Woo, that's tough.
Like I say. So my thing is that this is the way I looked at it. I say I need to be more of an asset in the passing game than I am a liability in the run game. So okay, now you might and they did a great job of not always putting me at the point of attack, and so I was stronger than I looked, and so I could sneak them. A lot of my blocks were cut off. Even later in my career, when Mike Shanahan came and instituted the zone running scheme with the West Coast offense, but I made you play a heavy premium in that passing game. You had to deal with me. I was a problem. I was a problem.
It couldn't be the backer. Had the safety had to come down.
No.
Then
I need to see your corner. You better not see. I wish you might send me a safety.
What?
Nah,
disrespectful.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
So I was one of the first. That they gave me the best corner because you weren't gonna give me the third. You weren't gonna give me your safety. You weren't gonna give me your linebacker. I needed your best because if you didn't, I was gonna feast.
Yeah,
and so that was my mindset to go in and try to dominate the game and just to make sure that I left my imprint on the game.
Right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shannon Sharpe on Get Your Popcorn Ready podcast.
Yep. And don't forget to subscribe.